Now that Azure is the king, he thinks he can do pretty much anything, but believe me, it's not going to be that easy. In the previous chapter, we got those panels. In this one, Azure is sitting alone, probably thinking about it, when a guard suddenly interrupts him. He tells him that Princess Alisha has arrived. He looks a little surprised and a bit flustered. When she enters, she's flustered too. She stutters while he fixes his hair because she mentioned in the previous chapter that she didn't like it that way. He says they didn't get to finish yesterday, so they should pick up where they left off. She becomes even more flustered, having flashbacks to yesterday's events, when she ran away after he kissed her. She stays to hear what he has to say, but it's no use because she can't even look at him. He notices that and tells her she should just forget it happened for now. She begins to panic, but he reassures her that they're just putting it aside for the moment because what he's about to say is important and he wants her to hear it. He tells her that he feels terrible for taking her old life away and forcing her to pretend to be someone else. So his big plan for the future is to kill off the identity of Princess Alisha so that she can finally be herself again. He proudly explains that as king, he's going to create a secret plan to fake an accident so everyone believes the princess is gone. Then he wants Nina to go into hiding on the outskirts of Fortna for about a year, where she will have everything she needs. After that year is up, she can return as a stranger who just happens to look like the princess. This plan is meant to give her any social standing she wishes, with complete freedom. Nina doesn't know how to react. She tells him that his plan is amazing, but she realizes she doesn't feel happy about it at all. She knows that Azure did all of this for her sake, but still, even though she should be happy, it actually hurts her to think about leaving him behind, and the fact that she's going to lose everything. Suddenly, Didas walks in and tells Azure that the person he was waiting for has finally arrived. He fixes his hair and while hurrying to meet the guest, gives her a sweet, gentle smile. After he leaves, she starts to overthink her life at the palace. If she stops being Alisha, she will lose all her power. Nina isn't a princess. She's no one, with no status. She wonders how she can protect her Sett if she's just Nina again. She looks sad, lost in her thoughts. Anne assumes it's because of Sett and tries to cheer her up, telling her to relax, but she continues to feel upset and lonely inside. After all, she's grown to love the new family she has found. Just then, Moholum runs up to her, asking her to spend time with him. She thinks about how much it would hurt to leave him and Anne behind. She realizes she's actually terrified of losing the happy life she has right now and ending up all alone again like she was before. Her thoughts are interrupted by Toad, who calls Mihulum unnecessary. He continues to mock him, referring to him as a former crown prince now that the superior second prince has taken the throne. He cruelly asks if anyone even has a role for an inferior prince like him. Nina tries to step in and stop the bullying, but Mohlum shouts that he already knows that. Compared to his brother, he is useless, no matter how hard he tries. However, he says that his sister Nina once encouraged him, telling him he could be a good king. Then stuttering, he adds that even if he isn't as good as his brother, he believes he can still be a good person. She pulls him into a big hug, showing him that he's right. Toad, on the other hand, continues being cruel, saying that he's probably the only one who thinks that. Muhulum explains that when he tells people how he feels, they actually cheer him on. Anne joins in, saying that no one will understand you if you don't speak up. Being open is the only way people can truly understand each other, and it's important to share your worries instead of keeping them hidden. Toad reacts with disgust at all the sweet talk, but Nina calls him out on the fake act he put on when they first met. He yells at her, but instead of getting angry, she smiles and tells him she actually likes him better when he says exactly what he's feeling. She adds that being honest is important, which leaves him completely stunned and silent. She then has a moment of realization and leaves the room, saying she'll be back soon. The others watch her leave, while Sett is shown sitting quietly by the window. I'm not sure why the author chose to show that, but it kind of hurts to see her getting closer to Azure while Sett is right there. Anyways, Azure is walking through the castle with a group of guards. He asks about the messengers from the Astral Villa and whether they have arrived yet. Didas replies that they're expected after the birthday celebration. In the middle of their conversation, Nina is seen outside a window waving to get his attention. When Didas asks what she wants to discuss, he coldly replies that he doesn't need to know. They meet outside on a high balcony. He mentions that it's cold at this hour. She apologizes and he asks what happened. She becomes becomes very nervous, thinking to herself that she has to say it, even if it might disappoint him. Finally, she blurts it out, saying that she's worried about stopping being Alisha. He looks completely stunned. She explains that she knows she isn't the real princess, so it feels strange, but she's worried that if she stops being her, she'll lose all the friends and connections she made at the palace. She admits that if she goes back to being just Nina, she feels like she'll lose everything, like she'd be dying a second time. Looking down sadly, she tells him that she would even lose her connection to him. After listening to her, he grabs her shoulders and apologizes, telling her that's not it. He knows she's thinking of him, but something is wrong with him. He's being selfish because of his own desires. He looks down and finally confesses that he loves her. And because he loves her, he wants her to stay by his side as herself. He admits that the day she left, he regretted it from the bottom of his heart. He remembers his old life, where he had no desires or regrets. He recalls a match where he didn't even try his best because he didn't want to upset anyone. He also thinks back to meeting the sick first queen, who told him he would never be the real thing. He describes his past as a false life and a meaningless existence, lived only to spite someone else. He used to read books and wonder if there was a place for him somewhere, a place far away where he could finally be himself. Then he met Nina and made the choice to turn her into another version of himself. He wondered whether she would be happy with a better life or if she would come to hate it. But then came the moment she first smiled at him. When she agreed to his plan, she called him Az. That became his true name, and the version of himself he saw reflected in her eyes finally felt real. Back on the balcony, he leans in and tells Nina, "I need you," saying he can do anything as long as she's with him. She looks up at him with wide, sparkling eyes, overwhelmed as she feels his intense emotions flowing into her. He pulls her into a tight, protective hug, and she realizes that this bittersweet, chest-tightening, overflowing feeling must be what it truly means to love someone. The scene changes and we see everyone preparing for a ritual. Nina appears dressed in a beautiful, elaborate outfit, which Sol identifies as the traditional clothing of a Fortnan priestess, and mentions that they've heard she will be performing the ritual prayer as a former priestess, and is also glad that they get to watch it. Nina smiles, but thinks to herself that she has already given up that role, and knows she must soon tell everyone that she won't be Alisha anymore. She then asks about Sett, and they explain that he's resting in a room with Tote. A guard interrupts to announce that the king is waiting for the princess, and she wonders if this will be her final duty in her royal identity. The ritual begins with Azure sitting on the throne, looking majestic. Everything has been prepared for the blessing of the star god for the king. He looks toward Nina with a slight confident smile as she stands before him, holding a ceremonial staff. However, a loud murmur suddenly breaks out in the room as an unexpected voice questions why the ceremony is starting without waiting for Azure's father to arrive. Everyone looks up in shock, and Nina immediately recognizes him, the former king, who announces that he has been anticipating this day for a long time. He declares that today is the day to eliminate the threat of Galgada and bring back Princess Alisha. He orders the guards forward, and they reveal a small battered woman they have captured. Nina is horrified. The woman is one of the ladies in waiting who served her at the Astral Villa. He tells everyone that he captured her to extract the truth. Then, pointing at Nina, he declares that she is a fake and that the real Princess Alisha died after falling from a cliff. He continues his speech with a smile, claiming that the entire deception was part of Azure's personal plan to protect himself. He then looks down at him with a mocking, victorious expression, calling him foolish and stating that someone so sinful is unfit for the throne. Nina tries to defend him, crying out that the king must be mistaken, but she is immediately silenced and called a fraudulent wench. The former king turns to Azure and asks if he has any excuses. He remains remarkably calm, telling his father that he doesn't know when to quit. He questions whether there is any proof, suggesting that the woman may have been tortured into giving a false confession. He literally did Uno reverse, mocking the absurdity of the situation and saying that his father must really miss the throne. This causes the former king to falter, insisting once again that Nina is a fake. This entire argument, which Azure is clearly winning, is suddenly interrupted by an announcement. moment. The priestesses from the Astral Villa have arrived. The crowd is confused as they usually only appear for the Star Festival. An elderly head priestess enters the room and after offering formal greetings for the king's birthday, makes a shocking statement that Princess Alisha is indeed a fake, confirming the former king's accusation. He begins to laugh loudly, convinced that he has won, that the Astral Villa has come to reveal the truth. But she continues, saying they must expose this crime for what it truly is. His laughter abruptly stops when she declares that the crime, attempting to kill the real Princess Alisha and replacing her with a fake, was committed by the former king himself. He shouts for the guards to stop these lies, while the crowd begins whispering that a priestess would never lie. She states that such lies are unbecoming of a king, and that the guilt lies with the former king and the false princess. Meanwhile, Azure himself looks confused, wondering what is happening and why they are doing this. Then the head priestess turns to a girl behind her and asks, "Isn't that correct?" At that moment, a girl with dark wavy hair and sewn eyes steps forward, and it is revealed that she is the real Princess Alisha. Now, as you can tell, things are getting tense. I'll try to post a new chapter once a week, but if you can't wait, you can check out the video. It gives a quick explanation of how Azure messed up. For now, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening to me. Take care of yourself and goodbye.
I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change.